Your record in rivalry games as a starter?
I mean, if you want to count the KU rivalry, is that all you're counting?
Well, that's up to you.
We don't lose to KU, so that's I don't know. I mean, nothing like this though. This is definitely the biggest rivalry game I've ever played in. So,
what feels different in the building this week than other rivalry games you've been a part of during the week preparing?
I don't know if there's one thing I could say. I think, for me, it hasn't really been this week. It's really been all year. Just feeling how much, this rivalry means and how deep it runs and how deep it cuts. I mean, you look around the building and see the countdown clocks, and from the moment I got here, it was different. It was like, you don't wear blue in the building. You don't, all these. You don't say the M word. Like, all this stuff. It was just. I was like, okay, this is different, man. Like, this is. It's not really a rivalry. It's more of like a way of life.
Well, when you hear so many of the seniors say that they're coming back to win this game, does that amplify? You kind of talk about this being a way of life. When a group like that comes back saying they want to win this game, does that amplify that a little more, you think?
Absolutely. And that's like what I said in my press conference on Saturday, man. I want to get this done for them because I haven't been a part of it for that long. I've only been here a year, so I only know what I know. And what I do know is that I love my brothers, and they came back and they wanted this. They felt the hurt the last couple of years. Coach Day's felt it. Coach Day took a chance on me, when he didn't have to, and a lot of people probably there was some kickback I bet when I first committed here, and he believed in me, man, and I owe that guy a lot, and I want to get this done for him. I want to get this done for those guys that decided to come back and who believed in me to lead this football team, because I'm forever indebted to those guys, man. Like I come off passionate, and I'm a passionate guy, and I'm emotional because I love those guys, and I love this university as much as the next guy, but I love my brothers, man, and I love Coach Day, and I would do anything for those guys, and I want to get this done so bad for them and for Buckeye Nation. And I said I was coming here. I don't want to be half in on this thing. If I'm going to be a Buckeye, man, like, this is a big part of being a Buckeye, and this game means everything. So I'm just so grateful to be a part of it, and grateful to be here, and grateful for all those guys that came back, and I want to get this done for them.
Do you have any memories growing up of watching this rivalry game?
Yeah, absolutely. I was a Big Ten fan growing up, so. I always wanted to go to a Team Up North Ohio State game, always, and I thought it would be like cool, but here I am playing in it, so it's pretty cool, man. It's quite an opportunity I have. I'm blessed to be here. I don't take it lightly, man. I'm excited.
Will, you mentioned there being some pushback when Ryan Day took a chance on you. I think you've exceeded a lot of the people's expectations. Did you exceed your own expectations, or is this what you've always believed you could do here?
I don't know, because we're not done yet. Still got a lot to prove.
Well, when people look at the matchups, obviously Ohio State's got a lot of advantages. One area where Michigan, on paper at least, might is the interior of their defensive line. Their defensive tackles are really good, and you guys have a reshuffled interior offensive line. How much confidence do you have in those guys to be able to handle Grant and Graham?
Those are two really, really good players, man, and Our O-line knows, they have a challenge. But, I mean, they've had challenges every single week, and people have said, people were worried about, they weren't going to be able to handle the movement up front from Indiana, and they weren't going to be able to handle moving around before Penn State. But those guys just keep rising to the challenge, man. And I've just been so proud of how they have responded, and they haven't listened to the outside noise. They've stuck together, and they're really, when those guys are on, when those guys are hot, man, they're the lifeblood of that team, that offense, man. When we can get our run game going, and we can get those O-linemen, chugging and going, man, like that really makes a difference for us. I'm really proud of the way that they've responded this whole season, and they know that these are probably two of the best that they've played, especially those interior guys, man. And I think they got those two guys on the edge. I think really good players too. I think this is one of the best defenses, if not the best defense we're going to play. They got a heck of a team, or a heck of a defense, man. So we know the challenge that's on the line, and we know they're going to bring their best. So we're going to be working our tails off this week, and we're going to go through every different scenario and have them schemed up and try and do everything we can to keep those guys off balance, because they're good players, but hey, we got some good players too.
You guys have played obviously in big games before, and just watching you personally, the end of the IU game where you're doing the stomping on the cigarette or the reaction, the Penn State the first round, you seem to enjoy the stage of the big games. I don't know if that's fair. Do you enjoy like the stage?
Yes, absolutely.
Why? Has it always been like that way for you?
Yeah, it's fun. It's I'm a competitor, man, and when I get a little fired up, man, like whatever I did this weekend, I was really just, it's just the passion that I have, and I don't like when people say anything about us or about our team. I don't really like that, so I get a little fired up, and that's just the passion in me, and the competitor and the competitive spirit that I have, and I kind of can't control it. Sometimes maybe should be a little more controlled at times, but I think I like that too. I kind of like letting it shine out a little bit, because I feel like it brings some energy, and I just love competition, man, and I love being on these stages. It's all I've ever dreamed of, and it's all every kid ever dreams of, like when you're shooting hoops in your front yard, you're not thinking about just shooting hoops, you're pretending you're hitting the fadeaway jumper to win the game, in the NBA finals. Like that's like the mindset that you want to have. So I just try to take advantage of every one of these opportunities, because I'm not going to get, this is my only time getting to play in the game. So I'm not gonna let it pass me by. I'm so grateful to be a part of this, and I'm not going to take it lightly. This is a big week.
Well, how can you, by the way, was that a Camel no filter or a Marlboro?
I don't know.
How do you manifest what you're feeling right now into playing in the game? You know what I mean? Any more than what you did last week. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, how does the added important, whatever you want to call it, of this game, how does it carry over into your brain and playing the actual game? Because you got to be fired up last week because of you're playing against number 5 team in the country. You understand what I'm saying? How much more better can you play, I guess, is my question. Where does it come for a quarterback who has to be under control most of the time? How does it show itself, when you're more fired up?
Sorry, I'm trying to just think of how to respond to this. When playing in a game like this is the biggest game of our season, and this is the game we talk about all year. So if there needs to be any extra motivation, I think there's a problem going on. I don't think we need that. I think we have enough motivation every single week, and obviously being a top 5 matchup last week, but this is why you come to Ohio State, man, is to play the team up north in the game, and it's one of the most historic tradition-based rivalries in sports. So I think it's going to be not going to be too hard to get any motivation for this one. We're going to be fired up.
Well, this could be your last game. This could be your last game in Ohio Stadium. As you reflect on your time here and your decision to come here, has it been everything that you could have imagined it would be playing in that stadium?
And then some. I could not say thank you to more people. To you guys, thanks for taking me in and talking to me every week and listening to looking at my ugly mug, whatnot. But I truly am so grateful for this opportunity that I had to come here, and it could not have ended up going better. Like I love it here. I love my guys. I love everyone in this building. I love this place. I love this city. It's been everything I could have asked more and more. But the thing is I know this may be my last game in Ohio Stadium, but it's not my last game as a Buckeye. So we still have plenty of things to take care of. We're far from done, but it has been just amazing, and I love the shoe. I love this place, man, and I'll be a Buckeye forever. And truly, I couldn't be more thrilled with how this transition and how this year has gone for me. And I'm just thankful. I think God really put me here for a reason. I prayed on it, and I'm just grateful. I'm blessed, and I'm really thankful.
Did you ever find yourself Saturday feeling almost chills with how loud the crowd was and stuff, and you're in the middle of it? I mean, did you ever find yourself kind of getting caught up in that?
Tried to take it in, right before the kickoff, just look around and, really appreciate it, because that was definitely the most packed out, most loud that I've heard Ohio Stadium. And it was cool, man. It was pretty surreal.
Great. Will, thank you very much.
Thank